YouTubers in a massive crackdown on Pakistan's spy network. 6 people, including a Haryana-based travel blogger, have been arrested for allegedly passing sensitive information to Pakistani operatives. Yes, and this includes YouTuber Jyoti Malhotra, who has been arrested from Hisar on charges of spying for Pakistan. Yes, the YouTuber allegedly maintained regular contact with Pakistani intelligence operatives and shared sensitive information with them using platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram and Snapchat. Her name came up during interrogation of another arrested accused named Ghazala. Investigation into this case has revealed that Jyoti Malhotra visited Pakistan at least 3 times in 2 years. And then she also visited China, among some other countries. Probe has also revealed that Jyoti came in touch with an official of Pakistan High Commission named Danish 2 years ago. After this, Jyoti went to Pakistan and met some other people there, including Pakistani intelligence officials as well. After coming back to India, she allegedly started sharing sensitive information with her handlers through social media platforms. Jyoti was tasked with presenting a positive picture of Pakistan through her YouTube channel as well. That's the big news that we are getting for you right now, and we have a reaction coming in from, on this particular story. Let's listen in.
कल हमने एक इनपुट के आधार पर ज्योति रानी पुत्री हरीश कुमार आरओ एक्सटेंशन हिसार को ऑफिशियल सीक्रेट एक्ट और 152 बीएनएस के अंतर्गत अरेस्ट किया है। इसके पास प्राप्त मोबाइल और लैपटॉप से हमें कुछ संदिग्ध सामग्री प्राप्त हुई है। इसको हमने 5 दिन के रिमांड पे लिया है। पूछताछ जारी है। यह लगातार पाकिस्तानी नागरिक के संपर्क में थी, उसके बारे में इससे पूछताछ की जाएगी।
Let's now go across to my colleague Priyank Tripathi, who is joining us live for more on this. Priyank, this appears to be alarming, the kind of details that have emerged. Can you explain to us here, for our viewers, the modus operandi here that you have got to know about how Jyoti Malhotra was operating here in India and this whole espionage racket that the agencies are now looking at?
The modus operandi is an old modus operandi for the Pakistanis, but certainly this time the high-profile YouTubers have been the target. The opening window, the first window for getting visa at the Delhi Pakistan High Commission has always been the soft target for these Pakistani ISI officials, because the first officer at the Pakistani High Commission have always been from the ISI. And they keep on targeting those individuals who can be lured for the providing visa in the name of meeting the family members of those individuals who are becoming old or have some distant relative and are desperate to travel to Pakistan. There have been past incidences where all these ISI officials have taken the SIM card from several individuals, which has been used by the terrorists in the past, which has always been busted by multiple agencies. But this case is very unique because we are talking about social media influencers who are travelers, who travel to different portions. In the name of media, they have been getting access to all these locations. While talking about Jyoti, she met one officer at the Pakistani High Commission whose name was Danish. Danish also introduced her to the Pakistan Day in the Iftar party, where he showed the cloud of the Pakistani High Commission officers. And in the garb of getting information, he told Jyoti that she will be getting visa so that she can go to Pakistan and she can increase the number of reach of people on her social media platform, and also she can make a good blog while talking about good things about Pakistan. But Jyoti could not realize that she was being trapped. Later to that, she visited twice Pakistan, once in the name of making videos for Sikh pilgrims, second time in the name of making videos for Hindu pilgrims. Both of the times, videos are clearly showing only few locations in her. I've gone through her social media profile where she is talking to those chartwalas and shopkeepers. But what she did in the then days is a big question. She was under the scanner of the agencies, and when her location was raided and her electronic data was scanned, shocking revelations came out, which certainly comes under the Official Secret Act, because of which she has been arrested now, and the police have taken 5 days of police remand. There have been 6 people so far in the last 48 hours, who have been arrested in the name of espionage. Jyoti being one of the prominent social media influencer, where she has 3.77 lakh followers on a YouTube channel only. Been possible threat for national security.
Right.
She was lured by Danish, who was a Pakistani High Commission officer, and later to that, she was entrapped. She was given money for providing information.
Request you to stay on with us. We have more inputs coming in as far as the story is concerned, as YouTuber Jyoti's Pakistani connection is under the scanner now. We are getting inputs that Jyoti received an invitation for Pakistan Day celebration as well. In fact, there are pictures that we are also seeing on social media platforms of several vloggers and YouTubers in Pakistani High Commission, and it appears that the Pakistani High Commission was organizing meetups for Indian influencers. Several of them can be seen in the pictures that are now being seen on social media platforms. And what we have access for you is the invitation that was sent to Jyoti Malhotra, one of the 6 people who have been arrested in this particular case so far. Let me go back to Priyank, who continues to be with us right now. Priyank, so it seems that, more vloggers as well as YouTubers were being engaged by Pakistani High Commission, and we are seeing pictures of them on social media platforms as well, and perhaps this entire investigation, the scope of investigation needs to increase from where it is right now.
Yes, one of the Pahalgam attacker who was part of this assassination plot which killed 26 people was taken to Pakistan on valid visa. He was allowed to come to Pakistan for some studies, and we know what happened to that. We are talking about several individuals who have been arrested in the national capital by multiple anti-terror units. When they had gone to the Pakistan High Commission, there were SIM cards which were taken by the Pakistani High Commission officers just for providing visa. So basically, if you see the modus operandi, the Pakistanis have been targeting the YouTubers from Haryana and Punjab. In the video also, Jyoti met one of the YouTubers from Ropar, who was also part of this particular gathering at the Pakistan High Commission. So you have to understand that many of the people who have left Pakistan post-partition have some sort of route from Haryana and Punjab, because these are the individuals who shifted back to India after partition. So these YouTubers, in the name of emotional card, they go to Pakistan, they make videos so that people can be engaged more on their social media platform without realizing that they are being entrapped by Pakistanis.
Right.
The man who's wearing the black color suit is Danish, the Pakistani High Commission officer, who was the one who was the handler of Jyoti. Jyoti's mobile phone had multiple information regarding sensitive data from Pakistan. And we know that in the past also many people have been arrested. But this case is very prominent because you're talking about YouTubers who are not only trying to highlight good picture of Pakistan, but them being trapped by the Pakistani High Commission officers and providing data and giving money.
Sensitive information, and that's the reason why it is a cause of big concern. Priyank Tripathi, thank you for the moment for joining us with your inputs on the story. Let me also welcome my guest joining us on the broadcast. We'll try and understand this case better and what does it really mean. We have RSN Singh, who's an author, joining us live right now. We're also joined by Brahmachalani, strategic affairs expert. Good evening to both of you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. Mr. Brahmachalani, let me begin this discussion with you. You just heard the details that were being shared by my colleague Priyank Tripathi on this entire matter. How will you like to respond to the kind of details that have emerged? Does it look very serious and an alarming case, and perhaps a bigger espionage racket? And what does it really tell you about the role that Pakistani High Commission officials were playing? Because one person's name and picture that we are also showing to our viewers on the screens is also under the scanner after the details, after the investigation that has happened so far.
It's not a surprise that Pakistani intelligence, like Chinese intelligence, is active in India. India needs to strengthen its counter-espionage activities. It needs to empower its intelligence agencies to effectively investigate and disrupt espionage activities. This includes providing resources, training, and legal authority to agencies to monitor, surveil, and apprehend individuals involved in espionage. Also, it's important to implement implement robust security protocols to protect sensitive facilities, because individuals can be recruited to provide information on sensitive facilities. And I think it's also equally important to raise public awareness by conducting public awareness campaigns to educate citizens about the dangers of espionage and the methods used by foreign intelligence agencies. This can help citizens identify and report suspicious activities and resist recruitment attempts. We know how foreign intelligence agencies seek to exploit certain vulnerabilities of individuals, for example, financial hardship or ideological disaffection. At times, they even use sexual blackmail. So creating better public awareness has to be part and parcel of an effort to prevent espionage activities. But most importantly, India has to create a more resilient defense against adversary recruitment efforts. This means a multifaceted strategy. You have to employ different tools to prevent espionage.
Interesting. You've made three important points here. One of them being that India needs to strengthen its counter-espionage activities. Sensitive facilities need to be protected. You've also said that we also need to raise public awareness. Now, that is very, very important. I want to go across to Mr. Arasan Singh as well. Mr. Arasan Singh, I want to understand from you, firstly, your opening thoughts on the kind of details that have emerged in this case specifically. And also, we're talking about a content creator, a civilian here. What kind of sensitive information would the Pakistanis be extracting from somebody like her and few others who have been arrested?
I've worked in at least two intelligence agencies. What is, that was about 2 decades back. What is different now is that aggressive and wide use of social media platforms by the Pak ISI. Now, you may not be aware that Pakistan has used this honey trap, through online social media platforms. And many of our people in very, sensitive organizations have fallen trap to that. It's not widely reported, but once in a while it does find it. A report here and there you find in the in the media, in the print media. But yes, the Pakistani campaign on social media like Facebook, honey trap, has been very, very aggressive, and so many people have been identified and lost their jobs even during this, during pre-conflict. Now, what has happened is that these are very innocuous platforms. So very easy to get away, but this time I must compliment the counterintelligence agencies that she has been, they have identified her. And not only that, there are, when I'm talking about innocuous platforms, there are some people are using these nationalist platforms also to, to slip in their, intelligence, to our adversary or to our enemy. For example, you just see this IndianDefenseReview.com. The moment this, it was acquired by the new owner, he sold that IndianDefenseReview.com to an Algerian entity, which is linked to the ISI. Now, what is passing through that platform, nobody knows. But what was his compulsion to send that IndianDefenseReview.com? Mr. Chaleni is aware of that platform. God only knows. So we need to be very, very careful. I go on various media portals. I go on various YouTubes. At least from my side, I am very, very careful. There are so many Pakistanis, settled abroad. Ostensibly, they pose to be, totally pro-India. But no, ma'am, I don't get, trapped by all this. Who knows that who is what in what garb?
Right.
So, but this, let me tell you, these are some of the people caught, but there are also people whom you and I know, clearly we know that, where their, loyalties lie.
Right. Well, of course, that's an important point as well. But Mr. Brahmachalani, I also want to understand from you, here the information that we've received so far is that one of the tasks that was assigned, in fact, that was assigned to Jyoti Malhotra and few others were to perhaps have to project a pro-Pakistan image. That's what she was trying to do via the content that she was creating. She also visited Pakistan at least 3 times in 2 years. So I want to understand from you, a civilian, a content creator like this, what kind of sensitive information would she be privy to that she was being used by Pakistani agents here in India to pass on to their handlers in Pakistan?
I don't know the details of this individual case. But it's important to note that if you want to prevent foreign intelligence agencies from recruiting its citizens for espionage, you need to focus on 3 things: deterrence, detection, and public awareness. There are severe penalties in Indian law for spying on behalf of an adversary state. Right? There are laws in India that are pretty strict and impose severe penalties. Now, once you find somebody that you believe is engaged in activities that are prejudicial to India's national interests, and these activities actually fall within the domain of espionage, you need to not just arrest a person, but you need to successfully prosecute that person. There has to be a conviction and sentence. So merely arresting an individual will not send a deterrent message. You have to take any case to its logical conclusion. In order to deter other individuals in society from spying for foreign intelligence, you need to prosecute a person and ensure that the person gets a sentence that would deter others from following in the step of this individual.
Well, yes, she's got some 4 lakh odd subscribers is what we have learnt in this particular case. And you're right, we need to deter. Deterrence is an important thing that we need to focus on. But Mr. Arisan Singh, I want to understand from you, are we equipped to detect non-traditional threats like influencers or civilians?
Influencers, yes, I would say that is a new kind of threat which might be lacking. And some of the influencers in the past, we know the proclivities and propensities of certain, media platforms, print media platforms. But yes, with the coming of the social media, we would be somewhat lacking in that. And it is not only, the penetration is everywhere. Penetration is in civil society, politics. Now in politics, you can get away with anything. You sign a secret MOU with a country called China and you don't even make it public. And the judiciary does not take it, otherwise it takes moto notice on everything. You are encouraging espionage. What is that? How can you have a secret MOU? You go hiding to the Chinese embassy during at a time of a conflict. The nation must know. So here is espionage at the highest level. And then what about judiciary? You think there are no spies in the judiciary? What was it? When you asked for details of Rafale in a closed envelope, what was that, ma'am? I don't know what was shared, what was not shared, what was the intention.
Okay.
But it happened. But it happened. So we, you have to be very, very sensitive. In the instant case, we are talking about, this the YouTube platform that she has used. There are dimensions much larger than. And then you ask that how can they, what they can do? They can help. They can help in, in influencing public opinion. they may sharp praise on you, but introduce 2-3 things in between, which favors the enemy. Then they can, help assist in target acquisition. There are so many ways, and let me tell you that within the social media groups, there are many groups which are just exclusive to some of these anti-India elements. We have to monitor that, but we need to be very, very careful about this new animal, this YouTube and other social media platforms.
Well, definitely this looks like a new battleground in the digital era, espionage through influencers, content creators on social media platforms. Mr. Brahmachalani, now this case also looks like how, vulnerable individuals are being manipulated. That's also being used as a mode to find out such people who can help Pakistan. I want to understand from you, while this case clearly can serve as an example to deter people, going forward, I want to ask you, how can India better protect itself from espionage in this age of influencers, content creators, and also open source intelligence?
First, if somebody has been arrested, the arrest under the Espionage Act must be for espionage, not for holding pro-Pakistan views. The person must have engaged in activities that fall within the ambit of espionage. Otherwise, why would any authority arrest an individual? So it cannot be merely for articulating Pakistan's position on social media or having a pro-Pakistan leaning. Otherwise, if that was the case, then hundreds, thousands of Indians can be arrested, right? We have a large constituency in India of people who are pro-Pakistan. There's a pro-Pakistan lobby in India. So being pro-Pakistan, by definition, is not a crime in Indian law. India is a democracy. Anybody can be anything as long as you do not become a threat to society and to national security. A person will be arrested only if the person has engaged in activities that clearly are against national security. In other words, a person will be arrested if she or he has engaged in activities that threaten India's national security. It has to be something concrete, not just holding a view. Ideological disaffection with the Indian state is not a crime in Indian law. So something more may have happened that explains the arrest of a person. But to answer your more fundamental question, it's very important to identify and address societal or individual vulnerabilities that foreign intelligence agencies might exploit.
Yes.
Pakistani ISI will use the same methods that other foreign intelligence agencies would seek to exploit, including the Chinese intelligence. And the Indian system being democratic, being quite open. In fact, some would say the Indian system is quite porous. We certainly are more vulnerable to espionage by our adversaries, and therefore we need to be more proactive in preventing these foreign intelligence agencies from exploiting our openness in ways that actually harm our national security.
Right. That's an interesting and important point you've raised, Mr. Brahmachalani. I'm completely out of time, but thank you very much, both of you gentlemen, Mr. Brahmachalani and Mr. Arisan Singh. Appreciate you joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective.